and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the PM world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen?
Fine, thank you very much. Muggy and warm.
Hot and wet.
Yeah, wet. and flashing apparently as well.
Oh yes, a bit of that going on too. So yes, very nice. And Matt, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Good morning.
Very good. They're all grinning probably about something that we found out a few minutes ago, but you'll have to be a member to see this. I'll do a special vlog tomorrow to show it. Because we all like it when there's a complete disaster and can giggle at everybody else, clearly. Anyway, there's a teaser for you. I'll do it as a special because they told me to do it as a special, so I will. So, yes. Right, okay, so we've had an absolute boatload of stuff in this week, haven't we? Matt's been incredibly busy and he's been invoicing you like crazy and getting it up on the site and everything. I know me and Matt were obviously talking about it on yesterday's show as well, but feast or famine, well, we are definitely out of the famine period now with kits. We've had new arrivals every single day this last week, haven't we?
Pretty much.
And pretty much all the exciting stuff, I have to say. It's all the stuff we've been sort of waiting on for, and some of it we've been waiting, to be honest, quite a while. Some of it not so long, but it is at least all here, as you can see. So, Matt, do you want to talk us through what we've had in?
Yes, we've had, first off, we'll start off with the Ryfield. So we've got a new kit of a KV1 from Ryfield.
Very nice.
Thankfully not an interior one, which is nice. So that should be quite a simplish kit to put together.
Yes. Well, do we know why they call it a simplified turret?
Is it just not a welded one rather than being a...
There's a riveted... Yeah, they did a few. I think they did a riveted one and all sorts. Yeah, I don't know. There's different turrets on them anyway, but...
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know. I need to tackle a rifle kit. You've built one. I've never built one yet. I keep looking and quite liking this subject. So in the future, could be one for me to do. But yeah, that came in. So that's nice. And a few other bits and bobs. And then, obviously, the big one is the Ukrainian flanker.
Yes.
Is in.
With Digi Camo.
The Digi Camo-y bits. There's not a lot of gulp from the box on this, to be honest. In fact, there's not. Normally get stuff on the side, but all you've got. So, obviously, this is exclusive to everybody but China.
Yes.
and I presume Russia.
Yeah, I assume they're not popular in Russia either.
No. So if you think you can nip off to whoever's groceries and get one, you're not, because they can't sell them. So
yes.
I think it's going to be quite a nice kit, actually.
I think it'd be an absolutely stunning kit. As we said before, Great Wall Hobbies, let's face it, if you've ever built one, you'll know the quality just oozes through it. So you look at their flankers, you look at their Fulcrum family and things like that, they are the top tier kit. They're the go-to kit. And again, they were the first company to do proper slide molding, wasn't it, with the missiles, one-piece missiles, which is absolutely great with them. And it's really interesting schemes as well that comes with them. Obviously, this is quite the famous Ukrainian one with it all on it. But again, it's nice you get the old Digi mask set. That'll save a eon in normal masking or walking out for a one. So
that's why I posted those pictures up, just to show that you get the decals with it.
So you get mass and decals, don't you? You
get mass and decals, do you?
I think you do. I think one's a decal sheet. Is it, or are they both mass?
No, I think it's just different colours. So one's for the grey Digi Camo and one's for the blue, because obviously there'll be the undercolour as well. So it's 3 colours, which is what they normally are. So
well, yeah, I thought you got both. I'm gonna have a look.
Because normally they have that light grey on the top with, then they have the dark, which I assume this is, and on the underside it'd be the lighter grey with the darker Digi on the bottom.
Yeah, look, you get a nice little card, look.
Hold on, let me put you on. There you go. Very nice.
A nice little card. I don't know what's in here. Oh my God, it's just a box of stuff. Perhaps should have done this first. All right, hold on. So we've got a decal set.
Yeah.
I found the decal set. I don't know where the mask set is. If I get this out, it's never going to go back in, is it?
No.
Hold on. Bear with me. Here's the nose. I don't think you get decals with it. I don't know if you get a mask set, unless it's in here. No, you don't use decals.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was one of the 7-second scale ones that you got a mask set with. Can't remember.
Yeah, unless there's something I'm missing, but no, it's decals, not a mask set. No, I'm going to get this back in here. I've got no idea. Yeah. I'll sort that out in a minute.
Watch this video back and see how it came out.
Yeah.
In there? I don't know, actually. There is some other bits in here, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, nice bit of photo etch as well, don't you, with this kit, I think?
Yeah, you get a little bit of photo etch in that thing there. It's a good kit, to be honest, because obviously we've got the other versions anyway. I presume the clear parts are in that box, which is nice. So, yeah. So I don't know.
And when you look at the size of the...
This is good viewing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Trying to put this back in a box. I'll look at another one. Right, yeah, that'll do for that. I'll sort that out in a bit. But yes, I'll leave the box top there if it will stay up on its own. So they are bringing out, obviously, the MiG-29 version as well, aren't they, at some point?
Yeah.
Seeing that they have got some nice MiG-29s, which we've got back in stock as well. And then the other thing, which is brand new, is this in 32nd, which is properly detailed. This has got full interior. There you go.
Yeah.
You can get pilot and all sorts of it. So...
Very nice job on that one. I must admit, there's something about the old Curtis Hawk in the actual Flying Tigers markings and all the rest of it. But again, really nice with the full interior. So if you are into your full interior jobs as well,
See,
you've got it.
One of those winging its way down to me, and I'm not sure whether or not to do it in the Flying Tigers or to do it as a RAF Mark II.
No, you got to do it in the Flying Tigers because, you know, like the P40, if it hasn't got a shark's mouth on it, it's no good.
Hey. RAF Mark II all day.
Hey?
RAF Mark II version all day.
See, because that version there, it is a P40, isn't it? But they call it that version because that's the export name for it, which obviously went to China. We called it the Mark II, and the US Air Force called it the BC.
Something like it's slightly different, isn't it? Because it's got a different. It hasn't got the bigger mouth on the bottom as a P40, and it's got a slightly different top, isn't it? Because it doesn't have the gun system on the top of the nose.
I think it's the early. Yeah. But we called it the Mark II, and then the P40 Mark II.
Can you do it in desert scheme?
Yes.
That's it.
As an RAF Mark II, yeah.
As an RAF Mark II in desert scheme.
Which is fine as long as it's got a shark's mouth on it, so it's all right.
Which they would have had. It doesn't matter. Yes. It's middle stone and dark earth and its favourite Azure blue.
Yes, or which shade of it, we're not sure, but hey.
I can't remember now which one I used last time.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, I think this now is obviously the definitive 32nd one of these, because I know Asagawa have done some, which you've built, obviously, which is upstairs with your motorised version.
Yes.
Different, obviously, like War Orcs, Tomahawks, and all the other different Orcs they did,
Orcs,
isn't it?
yeah. What's that thing at the top, Matt? In where I've got it on the screen, look, where it looks like a sticker and the thing next to it. What's that mean?
Patch. You get
a patch. 3D printed gun barrels.
Oh, right, okay.
This is only for this edition, though.
Right.
3D printed parts and details. Limited gift for the first released batch, which is this lot. So you're not going to get that in the next one. So, yeah, if you want a nice Flying Tigers patch and some 3D gun barrels, there you go.
Very nice.
I mean, the kit itself is properly detailed. Yeah, like I say, it's what series do they call it? The Premium Aviation Series, apparently. So whether they're going to tackle some more, I don't know. See how it sells, but being Great Wall, it's going to be nice. The instructions, hopefully, will be good.
Yes,
because that could be their letdown, Achilles heel, can't it? But the actual kit and the moulding and stuff are normally bang on. So
it looks nice. I must admit, really, really nice. And as I say, with that full engine in there and all the rest of it, it looks absolutely stunning. So.
Not tempted, Phil. Not tempted.
I do like, that's the thing, I do like the P40s and as well, all the Hawk family, say the Warhawk and things like that as well. Because again, I think they lend themselves very nice to some schemes. As you say, if you do the RAF one, North Africa is such an iconic. Let's face it. I think I had the box art from one of either the Matchbox kits or the Airfix kits, and I think it shows them sort of taking off or something off the desert. And that was one of my favourite pictures growing up. And then I had another picture, which was an art one as a poster, and it had one strafing a tank as a kid. And that's, we all talk about sometimes the hook that sort of got you. And it was those pictures. And I remember trying to recreate that probably as a 10-year-old very badly with Humbrol paint and a 2-inch paintbrush, you know. So
I think I like going back. I too, and it was the P40 in the desert, and it was the Blenheim Mark IV, the Free French one artwork, I think, which again was the desert camo for me. RAF desert camo of the you know, that time is just, I'm sold on it. Whatever was in it, it looks cool.
Yes,
it's just really nice. But yeah, I think there was, like you say, the two standouts. Put the P40 for me with you with that, with Shark's Mouth, desert camo, RAF deck was on it. Brilliant.
It's the highlight of Tom Cruise's film The Valkyrie, isn't it? Have you seen that? That's the one where he's in North Africa. He's a general, and obviously he's on the German side. It's about assassinating Hitler, but he gets caught with a strafing run with a pair of them. And that's like the first 10 minutes of the film. It's the best bit.
Is that where he loses his eye? Is it?
Yeah. So that's like literally the best bit of it, is them zipping low level. It's like brilliant. So yes. Anyway, so that's a fantastic kit, as I say. I know it's 130 quid, but it's full everything. So
that's it. To be honest with you, as well, just a heads up on that. That's going up next time it's in. If it comes back in, it's up, and it's up by quite a bit, because obviously with the exchange rates and stuff like that. So if you do want one, the price it is, grab it, or grab one, because I say it's going to be a bit more expensive next time it's in, to say the least.
I know it seems expensive, but you got to think sort of like Tamiya plus.
That's I was having this conversation with Gary, who imports Great Wall Hobbies, and he was in the same thing. Oh, it's a lot, you know, of how much it is. And then I was explaining, well, you think how much a Tamiya Spitfire is nowadays? Because he compares it to kind of Zukimura, which is like their 109. But then you've got a different. Obviously, they're coming out of Japan Zukimura, which is a different exchange rate at the minute anyway, because exchange rate's crap. But you know, we were saying, well, if you compare it to a Tamiya now Spitfire or whatever, they've gone up in price. And I think the detail in that as well, you've got a lot of detail. It's not just a, you know, what would a Asagawa P40 be now, which is quite a basic kit, to be fair.
Oh, it is very, compared to those, they're night and day.
You know, no engine detail. I mean, it's a decent cockpit, but, you know, there's no interior.
That's it. That's all it is.
Pilot, and that's a lot more detailed. So... Take your money, pay your choice, don't you? So,
but again, like we were saying, I was going to say, the thing is, if you're taking like the Hasegawa kit, which is 10, 15 years old now, and it's been obviously re-released many times, but say if you want to put an engine into it and then do all the detail work and all the rest of it, you're going to be paying that anyway. Easily. So, you know, at the end of the day, at least it's all in one and it's ready to go and it's designed for it, and there's no cutting apart and, you know, shoehorning stuff in. So from my point of view, I don't think that's a bad price. Not for a full interior. We talk about armour, isn't it, in the same way. Full interior, there's so much that goes into it. And all right, you're not going to see most of it. But if you're one of these people who enjoy the mechanics of it and understanding of where all these things go and inside it and all the rest of it, like the Zukamori kits, it's like they're the kits for you. If you're not, there is other options out there. But I don't think it's a bad price, really.
No, I don't. To be honest, I'm saying it's just an iconic aeroplane, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a crowd pleaser. That's what we call them. We've got some other bits and pieces in. Obviously, the Buccaneers. We know we came in last week. I've got one here. Matt sent down to me. The review of that will be up with you tomorrow. On that particular one. So that's actually the one that we've been sort of waiting for, with eagle eyes on it, purely to see what's wrong with my kit being Airfix. So, if you don't know, every time I get an Airfix kit for review, it's got a short shot or something's wrong with it, or I'm the one who gets those kits. So anyway, we got that one in. So I say I haven't looked at it; it's still sealed and all the rest of it. We'll be looking at that one tomorrow. So we have got some of those in stock as well. So if you fancy doing the buck right the way through, you've got that one. The other one, which is up with you right now, it went live this afternoon, is the F-35B. And again, so this is the VTOL version of the actual Lightning II, 48 scale, completely new tool. Spoiler alert, it's got raised RAM system again, and I don't know why companies keep doing it, but generally it's fully detailed. Got some gorgeous details in the actual weapon bays and the undercarriage and things like that. And you get the truck, this little guy here, which is on here. I think, have you got some pictures down here? Only we've got one. But this little guy here, that you can see with that, you get that in the kit. So it does come with JDAMs, obviously laser guided bombs as well, and obviously normal AMRAAMs, and all of them fit on the truck because you get the little different things for it. You don't get the figure though.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
So you do get a nice little weapons cart. So if you were thinking about, with that thing where you always get loads of weapons you can't see, you could arm it with, I don't know, put a laser guided bombs in the bays, AMRAAMs, and then on the side you could have a couple of JDAMs. So to show it off as well. So I don't think that's too bad, really. I think that's actually quite a nice way of doing it. And if you didn't want the pylons on, you can do them on and off and various things like that as well. So yeah, not bad.
I tell you, I wonder if they will release a set of figures for that. Because Italy do dabble now and again, and it would be nice, to be honest, or if somebody did some 48 figures for modern, especially modern sort of crew, shall we say?
Yes.
Rather than just pilots, I think it's better with ground crew because you can do more with it than when you build kit. Pilot's all right to sit in there waving and putting his thumbs up and all stuff like that, but if you've got ground crew, you can actually put them on bases and make a bit more out of them, can't you? So
shouldn't a weapons handler be wearing a red vest instead of an orange vest?
Well, he is wearing red.
Is it red? Is it
red on my screen?
Oh, that's red. I'd say that's red. You need to just contrast, Andy.
Yes.
I thought he needs to be wearing yellow eye-vis vest like everybody else does.
No, that's for marshalling and stuff, isn't it? So purples are for fuel, red are armourers. They've all got their own different colours, isn't it? Browns are like the engine techs and all the rest of it.
White's safety, isn't it?
White's for safety, yes. They've all got the colour. But is that the same for the Navy, Royal Navy?
I'm pretty sure they're the same colours.
Is it the same universally across them all? I don't know. So
I don't know.
But obviously, this is on in the background. If you look, it's got the ski jump. So we're assuming, and obviously, it's the Royal Navy version here anyway. So it's the 617 Squadron. I think that one is, isn't it? With the lightning on the back. But yeah, it's obviously on the Queen Elizabeth.
So which one would have got a rollerkin? Which colour would have got a rollerkin for the one going into the sea? Yeah,
we're not allowed to talk about that because don't forget that actually probably never happened. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
All the news.
Can you imagine being that person who did that, though? It was like, yeah, you twat. You've just written off a, what is it, £100 million plane? $120 million?
Ordered another one, haven't they, to replace it?
Well, is it insured? Hello, direct line? How did it happen? Well, I'm not even going to say it because I don't know if it's official, but yeah, it's like, yeah. But then the video got out, which somebody put on, and then the entire carrier went on lockdown to find out who leaked the video. Brilliant.
Do you know that squadron then that is? What's its previous aircraft that's been in that squadron? I presume Sea Harriers were what?
Famously, the Lancaster, but also it was Tornado before.
Yeah.
Oh, is that an RAF one, isn't it? Sorry.
That's 617 Squadron RAF. Yeah.
Because you've just said it's on a ski jump. I'm thinking it's on a carrier.
Yes, it is on a carrier. Yeah. But don't forget, 617 Squadron is RAF, but also they are now, what do they call it? Like the Harrier Force, Joint Force, which means they do all of it.
Because we haven't got enough of them to have them.
And also, we don't have a Navy squadron yet, is the biggest problem. I think we are going to have one. There will be a proper Royal Navy squadron, but it's a bit like Joint Force Harrier, where all the Harrier pilots, Sea Harrier pilots and everybody just flew Harriers at the end. So it's the same for the F-35. But I'm pretty sure the Navy are going to stand up a new Navy squadron. I know somebody who watches this who's quite passionate about the Navy. The commander.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I'm sure he'll be messaging me as soon as this goes out on air.
So it is thinking to got the state of an art carrier, just no Royal Navy planes.
No, because it's
delayed, weren't they? So
yeah, it's a joint force thing between them all. So yes. Anyway, it's a nice kit. It's nice to see it, and I can tell you now, from the sprue breakdown, we are definitely going to see the A and the C version coming along at some point because they've allowed for it in the parts breakdown on that one. So it'd be quite nice because your only thing, like I say in the review, is Kitty Hawk. It is no more, and it's not the best kit in the world. I don't think that's 100% would be my go-to. I'm hoping there'll be another version come along that cures the problem with RAM on the top. But again, being picky, you could probably just attack it with a sanding sponge, knock it back a bit, and you'd be absolutely fine. So,
I was about to say, that sanding sponge, the RAM tape, could you knock it back a bit and just... Yeah,
you can do, really. It's not as pronounced as the Hasegawa kit.
Subtle,
it's quite subtle, but it's still too much. It needs to be knocked back a little bit more. But for some reason, all the designers see that, and they think it's like 4 scale inches tall, So it's like, yes, no, it's not. Anyway, very nice to see that one in as well. And the other one is obviously we got down in here, which I'll do a review, will be up with you on Friday, is the Gecko Models 35th scale KT ambulance. And like we said yesterday, instead of buses all coming at once, we now get ambulances. So obviously we've got Airfixes down here as well, and then obviously we've got the Gecko one, both the same. I won't do them as a side-by-side comparison, just being honest, because I think it's a little bit night and day between both kits. So, it's one of those. You're going to take your chance on which version you want to do, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you've got an highly detailed version, and you've got one you can probably knock together in a weekend. So
yes.
You pay money, you take your choice. It is that simple with them, isn't it? So yeah. It would be very unfair to do a side-by-side review on the pair of them. They completely
and that's why I haven't. So a lot of people, when I showed it yesterday, a couple of people said, "Oh, you're going to do a side-by-side," but you can't, because this is a highly detailed, full interior, got everything on it, and then obviously the Airfix one is a very simplified version. So you can't really do a side-by-side. It's not fair on either one. They're different types of thing, really. So I will do them separately. So I'll get this one probably done, and it'll be out with you either later this week, or it'll be obviously out with you Monday, Tuesday next week as well.
Going back to the ambulance, you know what I mean? I mean, because obviously Ice Cold in Alex is quite a famous film, isn't it?
Yes.
Where that is the main star, as long as the actors and John Mills and whoever else were in it, I can't remember. But anyway, the ambulance quite a famous. And then there was literally just the Accurate Armour one for decades, probably a good couple of decades, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
If not, but nobody's ever really gone for it in 35th until now. And then obviously, like you've just said, two turn up at once in the same year.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know you had the little Airfix 176 version, what was from whenever, back in the 60s and stuff. But actually, in 35th,
yes.
I'm looking for, because obviously that one Phil's reviewing, I'm building. He's going to send it me back, and I'm going to do a video build of that, because I do, yeah.
It does look very nice, doesn't it?
It does look really, really nice. As I say, these pictures on it, it looks absolutely stunning. So,
yeah.
And also our suppliers now have stock of them, so when they're gone,
that'll be it.
Has he sold out of them? That's it.
Oh, okay. So grab them whilst you can. But anyway, for 40 quid, enough detail. Look, full interior, back, and obviously with the cab.
Good wet set on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very nice indeed. So if you do want to do something with it, as I say, Matt's got a nice plan for that one. So that would be good.
Yeah, I've actually. That'll be a nice build. So I've never done a built Gecko kit either, like I've not a rifle, so I'm looking forward to tackling that, because I do like the subjects that Gecko are doing at the minute. I think they're really good subjects, something different. It's not the normal Tigers and Panthers and T-34s, and there's some other stuff we've got in, and I think they're really interesting subjects, something different to do.
We've had a bit of a restock of Gecko as well, haven't we?
We've had a lot of Gecko in. Show them the rest, Phil.
Right, okay. I've got it queued up here for the next segue, and now you're going to throw me. So hold on. I'll have to come out now. Where's Gecko? Here we go. So down in Gecko Land, we've had loads in. So as you can see, we've got the what do we call it? Banana splits buggy.
Yeah, with the armoury.
This is the armoured version of it. Yeah, that's it. So it's got everything on it, literally. So that's actually quite a nice one as well, if you want something like that. But as I say, we've got the Daimler, which is the sawn-off version. We've got the little amphibious cargo vehicles as well.
That's a new version, that one is, the amphibious one. That's a armoured one, but I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, he's got side panels, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a modern version of a duck, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Which it is, really. But, again, I like that subject. I think that's a really interesting subject. And again, if you're into because we were just discussing water dioramas and bases, brilliant. You could have that coming out of the sea, going in the sea, going in a river, whatever. And the trucks and figures. We've got a lot of figures back in as well. That's the main thing we've had in. Obviously, the British infantry modern support stuff, and just a lot of it back in.
Very nice.
And I think if you go back to new arrivals, is the SEAL team.
Yes.
Which you was going to show. There's a SEAL team and a new skid loader, but that SEAL team is brilliant, actually. Really nice set. And you get your little dinghy to go with them.
Very nice. And then we've got the That's it as well with the Paris.
Yep.
And
Very
a Cushman.
Nice, yes.
Little moped.
Little bike. Yeah.
God, I can imagine how much one of them would fetch now if you could find them.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, I don't know what engine, like a lawnmower engine, would take it in them.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
bet
it's
you
very
could hear
big.
somebody coming on one of them before you could see them. They were like a angry wasp, wasn't it? There's like scooters, like kids on scooters. You know,
Yeah,
they thrashing the backside off. It was funny the other day because when we was going home, it's like, you know how they sit forward to go faster and crash.
Yeah.
And they do like 30 mile an hour. Absolutely wringing its neck, this scooter. Doesn't
Do
make
you
me
think
laugh.
that's like the predecessor? What was it called? The monkey bike? Those little
Yeah,
Japanese
the monkey
ones?
bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Honda and the Gorilla, weren't it? The Tamiya used to do them, didn't they?
That was it. Yeah, Tammy used to do them. I hope they still do. But
the
yeah.
Gorilla bike, Honda. I think they were Honda, weren't they?
Hmm.
What did the British paratroopers use? Was that a Cushman as well, or was it different?
No, they had a push bike. Well bike. That was a well bike, weren't it? Somebody does a kit of them. I don't know if it might be Gecko or somebody else did one. Yeah, that was the little foldy bike, weren't it? That used to come in them canisters. That's the other version, Andy, of the amphibious thing. Look, with the sides missing.
Yeah.
And what's he got? What's them blue things?
It's barrels. I was going to say, how's he going to get them on board? Has he got a crane? Because the pump jack is only going to go up 2 inches. And also he's got a pallet track on sand. Is that going to work?
No.
Just saying.
Depends how compacted the sand is, but
yeah, the sand's like concrete. It'd be all right. But yeah, I'm not being funny. What are they? 205 litre barrels there. He's got 3 of them on a pallet track on sand. My money's on that ain't moving.
That's why you've got your skid loader.
That's it. That's when you do need your skid loader to pick it up, and you need one of these there.
Yeah.
So very nice with those.
But yeah, Gecko, like I said, there's some other stuff we've got on pre-order as well that's coming back. They're bringing out. So interesting subjects, like I said.
But definitely. So if we pop back to Great Wall Hobbies.
So yeah, we've had a massive restock of Great Wall.
Massive restock, as you can see. So we've got some
F-15s and flankers and MiG-29s and B-52s.
Highlight for me, look at the tail.
Yeah.
Got an angry panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
They do some good schemes. Fantastic. Some very nice schemes there.
Scheme that is. Yeah.
So you obviously got the J's, and obviously we've got the Ram as well back in. So I know these have been out for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that's really nice. And then obviously we've got the MiG family all back in as well. So we've got the 29s. Then obviously you've got the SMT with a humpback, which is the horrible version. Don't like that. I prefer the normal sleeky one than the humpback one.
I don't mind the SMT so much.
Oh, I just think it looks like Hunchback of Notre Dame. Look.
It's a bit of an odd-shaped hunch they've made for it. I'll give you that. It is a bit of an odd, but I don't know. I think it's all right. I don't mind the SMT MiG-21. It looks a bit beefier with that on its back. But to me, it's like what they used to do with the Skyhawks, isn't it?
Yes. Stick the electronics behind or above like they did on the Skyhawk.
And stuff. So,
yeah.
So I presume that is the same thing, is it? More electronics?
It is. It's all the electronic warfare stuff in the back, yeah.
Yeah. So, but, nice to have them back in. P61s we've got in, and what you got there, that's the early type, isn't it? So,
well, that was the first one they released, wasn't it? And that sort of took the world by storm, because that was the first time we'd seen these slide moulded one-piece weapons. Yeah. And it was like, whoa, I remember doing that, and it was like, crikey, very nice.
That was a proper step up from the Academy one.
Yes. And again, another fantastic one of theirs, as you say, the Black Widow.
That is the one to go for if you want a P61. That is a definitive kit. That is a really, really nice kit.
Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. So
nice
if you want to
back in, it is. It's nice to have the Great Wall stuff back in. So
it is good stuff. That's the thing, isn't it?
So the B-52s, I think that we've had the H in. I don't think we've had the G. I think that's a new version. I don't think we've ever had that.
It's got that camo scheme that was on a question for us on a Thursday show a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? With the grey and green.
Yeah.
So very nice indeed. So that's that one. And obviously I did see the Vulcan back in as a tanker.
Yep.
Although you could do it as a normal version as well, because that bit's just an add-on. So
it's going to be interesting to see what we do with our Vulcan.
Yes, the one from Donny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that going to end up? I did see a thing on it after the show and we were talking about it, and I did have a look online, and they are looking at both options of getting a one-time flight license to fly it to wherever it's going to live. So they're looking at the possibility of that, which would be mad if they did, because everybody will want to see that. Or obviously dismantling it and moving it. So
from what I've heard, if they did fly it, they wouldn't announce when it was going to fly.
No, because you imagine it would just be gridlock around that, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to go to wherever it's taking off from or landing from. You wouldn't be able to get within 5 miles.
I'd be able to hear it from here starting up.
Will it fly over your house on the way out?
Well, obviously, depending on where it's going, it could do. Yeah, it could fly. Yeah,
it's going north now. Yeah,
it'd be on because we're on a commercial flight path. So I don't know actually now, but yeah, because obviously I don't know. It depends where it's going, but my guess would be it'd have to be to Cosford, wouldn't it? Where else could it go?
That's a good point. Yeah.
It wouldn't be Tendon, would it? How could it get Tendon, and where would they put it?
Yeah.
There was talk about it going to Yorkshire Museum.
Really?
But they've denied. They've said that they haven't got the space for it, and also they don't own the runway now either. So,
well, it won't be able to land on that runway. It's nowhere near long enough for that. So it would have to be dismantled and taken up there and re-thingy, because that runway is not that long. I don't think, not for that. I think that's why it's always been at Donny, because they were based there and it's got the massive runway, which is when we used to get the AN come in, because it could land there where they couldn't take it anywhere else. And there was on about doing the Dreamliner, because again the size of it and the size of the runway. And that's, I think, why it was always based up here, because of when it was thingying, it could take off and land here, and the runway's massive.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it'll need more length to take off than land, wouldn't it? So if it was just a one-time thing, I imagine get to Yorkshire Museum. Don't know. It's full length, but it used to be. It's still a operated runway, isn't it? Because they have
what? Donny?
No, Yorkshire Museum.
Is it?
Yeah, because they have to close it. They have to. Well, it used to be up until recently, and definitely because when I used to go with cars up there, they could only run them at certain times because of the aircraft landing on it. Not big aircraft, obviously, but private aircraft and stuff.
Cessnas and Pipers.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I should think they should bring it down to what was RF St Morgan, which is Newquay Airport, and then they could have it over at the heritage site there, because they got some nice bits and pieces. Could land in there, all right. And it'll be up the road from me then.
Hey, and who's going to see it down there?
Well, yeah, but people come on holiday.
Cosford's the ideal place for it if it's got to go, because obviously where Cosford is.
Yeah, but they got one.
But they could have another one.
It's a bit like Duxford. They've got one. All these places have already got them in one form.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. Where they do have to put it if they've got to move it.
It'd be nice if it could go somewhere where they could do taxiing, though, wouldn't it?
Yes, which then cost would make sense. So, but again, it needs to go in a nice warm hangar. So
does it? I thought it'd sit outside next to that Jaguar and fade away.
Just fade to nothing. Just dissolve.
Fade away. Re-record, not fade away.
That's it. So anyway, if you do know, let us know.
Yeah, is everybody in the know?
If anyone's in the know.
What's happening with it? I don't know if the fate of actually Donny Airport's actually been fully decided. I think they're hoping somebody might come in and,
save the day.
Rescue it, shall we say, revive it, I don't know. But
yeah,
it's a bit of a shame, because we've paid to have Sam's name and everything put on the aircraft, and so
you've graffitied it, you absolute ruffians.
Yeah, he did it with a Sharpie when they weren't looking, when he was on a walk around.
I think it with a blade. Carve it in there.
An old rusty nail.
Pay towards the hangar upkeep or whatever it was, or buying a new hangar, which obviously has never happened.
Nah, don't know. We'll see anyway.
Never mind.
We'll see what happens with that.
Obviously, there's no real specials or anything as we speak at the moment, because obviously Saturday we've got our live day specials. So obviously we're going to be building with you live from around about 10 in the morning. We'll have a comfort break about midday till 2, and then we'll be back 2 till 5 on that one as well. So obviously you can join in with all the fun and games. I'm going to be working on my CL215, I think it is, yes, as well, and a few other bits and pieces we'll be doing. And obviously from the PM point of view, it's going to have a mega sale.
So, can I just go back a bit? Are you sure you're going to be working on that CL215, or do you think you might be preoccupied with other things?
Oh, I might be rebuilding other things. Yes, I don't know. Yes.
Phil's going to be speed building.
Yes, that's it.
With lots of super glue.
Super glue, yeah.
August bank holiday sale.
Yeah.
August bank holiday sale. So yes, so we're going to be live with you all day. So if you want to join in with that one, we'll be all across the social media and bits and pieces with it. But obviously from a PM point of view, their specials will be updated for that as well. And they'll be doing some great bargains, as well as obviously the 25% off section and all the other bits and pieces as well. So there's no point taking you that today, because it's all going to get updated on Friday night. So
yeah. Can I just
go on, sorry, mate.
Can I just mention also that obviously it's bank holiday Monday, so no orders will go out on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Matt's going to come in on Monday and work bank
holiday. Well, are they
Monday.
on strike anyway, aren't they? When's that, Tuesday?
And that to also say is also that the postal people are on strike various days during that week, so it might be a bit sporadic when...
Well, aren't they on strike this Friday?
Right, hold on, let's go through this. They're on strike on Friday, and they're on strike next Wednesday, and then they've got the strike in the... Is it the 6th and 7th of September, which is a Thursday and a Friday? I've got the thing up. It's a Thursday and a Friday in September they're doing it anyway. It's either the 6th and the 7th or 7th and 8th. I can't remember.
7th and 8th. No. Thursday and Friday is the 8th and 9th.
Well, that's whenever it is then. So, yeah. But obviously, tomorrow is the last post day, literally, that we're going to get a pickup. We're not going to get one on Friday. So if you want to order anything, do it today. Or when you see this tonight, and we can get it out tomorrow, because otherwise, really, you're realistically not going to get it till sometime next week.
Yes.
I think they're back in on the Saturday, because John's not working, is he?
No.
But I don't know what will be sorted, because obviously they're all on strike on Friday. Then it's going to be sorting it all out, isn't it? So there's going to be a delay at some point, but obviously, you're going to have to bear with us on that. It's a bit out of our hands, so. But yeah, Friday they're definitely on strike, and next Wednesday they're definitely on strike. So we'll have a pick-up on Tuesday, and then back Thursday, Friday as normal. So, but again, when it's all sorted and you get it, it's a bit up in the air really, because they're going to be catching up from what they, can't do when they're not at work. So, yes.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that one. If you are ordering and wondering why it's taking a bit longer, it's not us. We can blame John, our very own John from the site, because it's totally his fault. Is he picketing on Friday? Going to be stood there with a flag or something? Be on tally?
No, it'll be in his shed.
Yeah.
Don't know. Or whatever. So,
probably. So, yes. Anyway, over onto the pre-order sections. We've got various things coming down here as well. So, a couple of the newbie ones we were talking about. Still ones going on. We've got the pre-order for the new tooled British cruiser tank, the Comet.
Comet tank, yeah.
Looks nice, that, must admit.
Yeah, just kind of missed the end of the war, didn't it? It came in last few weeks, was it? Last month or something. So kind of seen a little bit of action, but I don't think it was really used a lot, because it was just sort of only just coming in. But yeah, it's like an upgraded Cromwell, isn't it, really?
Right. Wasn't seen in Korea or anything then? Was it around for Korea?
No, because the Centurion was out then.
Yeah, it was out by then, superseded it. Yeah.
Centurion was Korea, weren't it? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. I actually don't know. I don't know the history of a Comet tank.
No.
No. It was very long-lived, was it?
I don't think it was. No, because obviously what it was based on, then the Centurion came in, which was a far superior tank. I think obviously we'd seen what the Russians were producing, or the Soviets at the time, should we say, and it was like, right, we need to up our game a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
In tank world. So, yeah. But still, interesting subject, and Tamiya in it, so I presume it's pretty much based on the original Cromwell, and then they've done a new turret and whatever else is it needed, if you know what I mean, because it's a 17-pounder, isn't it?
Yes, big gun.
Same as a Firefly gun.
Very nice. Cool.
So, yeah, cool.
So we've got that one up. I know there's a thing about bikes question coming up in a minute, so we've got one here as well for the new Ducati.
Yours.
Superleggera V4.
Yeah, Superleggera. Nice, aren't they?
Very nice, yes. I know we've got a question coming up at the moment, so we can answer that in a minute.
Yeah.
The Beaufort.
That's due in very soon.
We're going to shut that actually because if you hadn't, have you done it already?
No.
Andy, you're not shut that, have you?
No, because you said keep it open, didn't you?
Keep it open, but that is literally due in September.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be shutting this week. We will shut that because we need to obviously get some numbers in of what we want. But that'd be interesting. We're going to send you one for review as well.
No, nice. I like the look of that. That should be very, very nice indeed. So we got that one in. We've got the little truck. It's working. Come on. There we go.
Oh, the uni. I'll tell you, that's another one I want to build.
The old Unimog.
That's a technical all day, isn't it?
Yeah, so, you do that. Are they not allowed to call it Mercedes then?
Well, actually, I've seen some sprue shops and it's got a Mercedes badge on it.
Oh, right. I was going to say, because I always thought it was Mercedes, and looking at it, if they're going to change that to an Opel, put a lightning bolt through it.
Now, this is obviously that thing of licensing and all that,
yeah,
isn't it? But it has actually on the grill of the kit, actually got a Mercedes badge, so yeah. I don't know about that, not getting involved, but yes. Because that you can't have that without a 3-star badge, can you?
That's it. You need a badge on that. But anyway, that's quite nice as well. So if you fancy one of those, a little bit of there, £31.40.
Yeah, that's out soon as well. So that'll be a pretty brief pre-order because I think that's coming in with a Beaufort. Actually, that's already out. We're just waiting for it to come in.
Yes.
Over here. That's
So as soon as it lands, it will close. All right. So this one is obviously being touted around a lot at the moment, and this is the full set. So ICM are doing this thing where you've got the Bronco, then you've got the Cobra, and you've got the crew for it as well, haven't you? For the helicopters and the ground crews as well for the Bronco. So it's like, okay, you've got everything in one, which actually, when you look at it for the price, $71.82, I think it's quite a good price. Because you've got 2 full kits, all the personnel for it, and all the bits. So, yeah.
Yeah, 30 quid a kit, and then the rest of it for the figures. Yeah. No,
it's it. So I think that's actually quite a bargain. Let's say I've built the Cobra, really nice. I've got a scratch to itch with the Bronco, but one day I might get around to doing one of those. But the Cobra is gorgeous. It's up there in a little case. So very nice with that one. What else do we want to do? The English patient.
Go back to that. Hold on. Go back to that Cobra.
48th one.
I send it 48th Cobra.
That's what I was talking to about, it being a...
It's a special hobby kit.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a special hobby one? Ah.
Right, that's what... I'm sorry, I was getting confused with the 32nd. When I was talking, I was saying, no, it's an ICM.
Right, yeah.
Right, no, so that's in cooperation then with special hobby for the Cobra, because obviously the Broncos ears and the figures... right, that all makes sense now, Andy. Right, we're clear, it's all right. Miscommunication from us, Pierre, when we was discussing it. It looked a bit odd with a 32nd Cobra and a 48 Bronco, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I'm with you. Right, we're all good. Carry on then, Phil, please.
Right, okay. The English patient one as well, another ICM one. So obviously it's the dual pack again. So it's the Tiger Moth with the Stearman.
You need to build them.
Do you know what? I've got the Stearman still here. I'd like to do that. It's actually quite a nice one. I'd like to do actually the version I've got, which is the Navy training ones or whatever it was. So, yeah.
Yellow and blue.
Do you want to build a Tiger Moth?
Not really.
Not bothered, no.
Not bothered about Tiger Moth, but yeah, Stearman I think it's quite nice. It's probably because of the engine. You got that giant radial engine at the front. You do them nice, and obviously the colour schemes are quite nice with them. But yeah,
I like a trainer yellow Tiger Moth.
Yeah, if you're going to do a Tiger Moth, I'd have to do it something really bright and garish. As you say, like that one, the Airfix release one with the checker plate on the roof, on the top wing of that was nice. Things. But yeah, so very nice as well. So if you fancy doing some bit of biplane stuff there as well. Anything else we need to talk about in here?
Yes, we've got literally coming in today at some point is the Tamiya Tyrrell, the 6-wheel one in 1/12, and the 1/20th version. The other Tyrrell is going to be later on because we have got an hobby company coming in with some Tamiya tools and paints and probably glue. I don't know what's coming, it's whatever, but they're definitely on the way in. So
yes,
Andy will be sending the invoices out for those as well at some point. As soon as we know what's in and what we've got, then Andy will send an invoice out for them as well. So another pre-order that's coming and going, which is nice.
Very nice.
Thick and fast now, aren't they?
So, it is. It's all definitely getting there now, which is nice.
Yeah.
So yes, very good. Right, should we pop over to questions?
Yes, questions.
Questions. Okay, question one. Not a question. Okay, but wanted to say a massive thanks to Andy from PM for sorting out his Buccaneer pre-order. He was on holiday and he sorted out postponing the shipping till he got home. Sorry for the hassle, but thanks.
To be fair, that question was up from last week, and I saw it and I thought I'll leave it up for this week as well.
Oh right, so he's just bigging himself up.
Just massaging his ego. Look.
Right.
I've obviously had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's not that Matt actually sent it or anything whatsoever.
I'll tell you what, actually, though, no, just going back to that, it's not a problem, obviously, if you let us know, which a lot of people have, because we've got a few other of the pre-orders, which was the Buccaneer and stuff, and people just message to say, look, we're on holiday and stuff. Obviously, it is holiday season as such. Absolutely fine. We've got no problem with that at all, as long as you let us know. Because I'd rather you let us know than it go out and then nobody's there to pick it up and it gets carted off back to us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just the thing we do ask is just let us know when you're back, because obviously we can't remember what we did yesterday. Never mind somebody messaging us 2 weeks ago. So just say, yeah, I'm back, I'm ready for it, and we'll get it shipped out as soon as.
It's also things like the Great Webby SUs. I think I've got 8 people who haven't paid yet. The SUs. Out of that 8, 2 have actually told me that they're on holiday and they'll be paying when they come back. So there's still 6. Just let us know what's going on and we'll sort that.
Yeah.
I would sort it.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, Richard says, is there a 30-second scale MSIT, which is the old midlife upgrade 2, for the F-15C? 30-second. Also, a Lakenheath decal set. Well, don't forget, the kit itself comes with Lakenheath decals anyway. So, and they're Tamiya, so it might be a bit chunky decals, but they're usually pretty good. As for the upgrade set, I don't think anybody does, or not that's available currently. I don't know if, what's their name? Is it Wolfpack? Might have done one back in the day. But again, I know somebody asked me, because I'm planning on building that kit as well. Somebody said about, am I going to be doing the updated version? No one actually does the updated version with that sort of iPad on the right-hand side. They have a big cover that comes out now and stuff. I don't think anybody actually does it for the 30-second one. Because it's a completely different bird to, the earlier ones to it, and even the MSIT ones are slightly different. So I won't be doing the ultra modern version, but again, I might just go with the classic version of it anyway. Down in there, you can get nozzles, you can get all the other bits, and there's plenty of photo etch as well, sets available for it in 30-second. But when it comes to actually a dedicated, MSIP 2 set for it, then I don't think anybody actually does one that is currently available, only because I know, because I've had a look as well and I can find one out there. So
isn't that what Plasticard's for, Phil?
Well, you could scratch build an entire cockpit, because that's what you'd end up actually doing. There's not externally, there's only a few lumps and bumps, was it, the GPS antennas and things like that, but it's like, internally for the cockpit, there's quite a lot of differences. So yes, you might need to do a little bit of detail in there. Decals, again, when I was looking as well just around for it, it is quite limited for that particular kit. But I was going to go, because I was planning on doing it as a local bird to us as well. Well, was not here anymore, but for doing it for something like a 2000s type one around that time. So that was my plan for it. But as far as I know, no one does. But don't quote me on that. You might be able to find stuff in the Far East that do it, but not that I've found available in the UK.
Yeah, they all flew away, didn't they, earlier this year?
Yes, they're all now just F-35As. So, gone.
It's gone.
It's gone, absolutely. Glenn says he would like to build a motorbike kit, and he's guessing that it'd likely be a Tamiya kit. Is there one we would recommend, or are they all pretty similar? Also, you've seen you can get upgrades for some of them. Are they worth it? As they are often about the same price as the kit. Tamiya bikes are works of art. I did the Ducati, which is similar to the one we were just showing on screen. I assume it's just an upgrade to that one. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I did use the upgrade set, because with that you get, what are they? Are they turned,
Forks.
I think? Forks. And also you get like the brake calipers and the actual brake discs in photo etch and things like that, which are obviously a lot better than having them done in plastic. But yeah, I tell you, I know they're expensive for the upgrades, but I think they're worth it because they look spot on. They look very, very nice. And they sort of bolt and screw together just like the real thing. If I remember rightly, you put the sort of nuts on the top and you have little caps that go over the nuts and all things like that, just like the real thing, coming off the forks. And it is. I've got mine in a little case up there. You can get the little Tamiya cases for them, which are fantastic. And it is that I think they are beautiful things to work on. I think they're easier to work on than a car because you sort of, I know me and Matt talk about this, but sub-assemblies. So you paint all the bodywork and the fairing and you gloss it or whatever you're doing to it and it just sits off to one side. You build all the engines. And the way that Tamiya do it as well is really methodically thought out of the actual build process. So when you're painting, you can do all the subsections and then you sort of put it all together and then you've ended up with the entire thing painted and you just put it together like a real bike. And they've got things like workable springs, like the forks are workable on that as well and various things. And, it's just a case of just putting it all together as a whole, which is really, really nice with them. I can't vouch for any other type of bike kits. I've never really built them, but the Tamiya ones are absolutely
ones
beautiful.
are quite nice, and the Ashima kits. I think all the Japanese company bikes, are very nicely done.
Yes.
Even Fujimi did some bikes. He used to, didn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Or obviously because it's mainly Japanese, obviously motorbike company, so it makes sense that they do it. I would probably, Italeri used to do bikes, but again, I think if you're going to build your first bike, I would go for a Tamiya bike, and they do some budget ones as well.
I was going to say,
they're older kits, but they're older Tamiya kits that will go together. You're not going to get the upgrades, and I'm thinking, to be honest with you, if you're doing your first bike kit, I would just buy a Tamiya bike at a reasonable price, and see if you like building them. So you don't want to go chucking a load of money at a bike and then a upgrade set, and it's you're not into them. Some of the cheaper bikes, to be honest, are still brilliant. The Ducatis, the 916.
I was going to say, like the 916 up here for 23 quid is fantastic.
That's a fab kit, and it's a cracking looking bike. Again,
it is one of those things. You've got lots of options down in here that we've got. They do loads of them anyway. But as you say, you've got obviously, the Suzuki's down in here as well. And obviously they're later ones like the Ninjas, like the carbon fiber one. I must admit, I was going to do that one because it's just mental. And it'd be a fun one to do the way through. But it's still only 40 quid.
We've got like the damaged box section.
Yeah, we've got damaged boxes are there. So it's even cheaper than that. Obviously the box has got a dent in it, but the kit's perfect. So if you did want a newer bike, shall we say, a bit of a bargain one, then we've got the Ninjas in.
I'd be tempted just to build one of the damaged box ones out of the box to start off with, so you can get an idea of how they go together. And then sort of think about later down the line putting the extras on it.
Yes.
Another one.
But we've got some real nice ones down in here as well. So, but again, they're not budget breakers, but absolutely full of detail, absolutely gorgeous detail right the way through.
We've got the RG250 is also in damaged box section. And the I saw the Yamaha Easy Rider bike thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think that's in there somewhere. That's in damaged box section as well.
We're going to about buzz by Chinook in a minute. I can hear him out there distinctly. So if you as you say, bikes, it's one of those things. Don't get us wrong, the upgrade sets are really, really nice, but you probably, as you say, you don't have to. The nice thing with the upgrade sets is you don't have to paint them because they are in the right colours and they're in metal and all things like that, which is quite nice to play with. But again, the only thing you do have to do with all the bikes, and we'll say it, is that sometimes you get the burring where the mould halves come together, you get the seam lines, and obviously with bikes by their nature, it's very tubular. So sometimes a scrape cleaner, just to whip around those and take care and tidy those up, it just pays dividends with it as well. So, that's quite a nice thing to do, and get in amongst the frame to get it out. If you've got like a scrape cleaner with a point like Matt's shank he uses, is great for getting in the corners, and you just whip that out, and it's, so clean up all the parts first, and then that's it. It's what you want. And then they're absolutely fine. But as you say, even Tamiya has a little bit of burring, not as much as some companies, but it does show sometimes. But again, if you're not going to be putting washes on, and things that will cling to it, you probably wouldn't need to bother anyway. So very nice indeed. Okay, so good morning. This is from Adam. As you gents are championing paint masks for kits, have you ever considered stocking the sets in the M stocks?
Yeah,
I'll answer this if you want. The trouble you've got is that it's one of those that goes on forever, because if you're going to go down the road of just say Edard mast sets, it must run into hundreds. So, and it'll be, you know, what happens is people say to us, oh, you haven't got such and such, and it'd be like the one we haven't got in. And obviously it's a big investment for us to turn around and say, look, even if we just said we wanted 5 of each, it's going to be thousands and thousands for us to stock it. And how many realistically are you going to sell? That's the trouble. And it's one of those things. When you go down the aftermarket route, and me and Matt have spoken about this in the past, it's if you're going to do it, you've got to go in both feet, because otherwise everybody will want the stuff you haven't got. So it's all very well us saying, oh, we'll just cherry pick the ones that we sell and the various things that go with it. But again, we do stock a hell of a lot. So it's just that initial cost of it and how many people would actually buy it. Because we have spoken about doing our own sort of combo sets, haven't we? Where we'll sell you the kit with the mast set and maybe, you know, I don't know, an instrument panel for aircraft or whatever it is as a little set. And then obviously we could then pass on a discount to you guys to buy it as a set. But obviously it's just the logistics of going through that and having it all there and picking the ones that we do for it. And then it'll be sod's law that, you know, because obviously as we know, Edard, they tend to release these sets and then they might not do it for quite a while and we can't get hold of them. So sometimes it's easier to go to other companies, shall we say, who do stock them all, you know. But again, push comes to shove, if you're desperate for it, we can probably get it in. You know, if you wanted
I'm just going to like take that Buccaneer behind you, because obviously there's a delay from when the Buccaneer comes out then to a mast set and a look set or whatever, you know, a cockpit upgrade set. If they came out at the same time, it would have been nice to actually put that on a pre-order, wouldn't it?
Yeah, with it all.
If we could be able to do like a Buccaneer pre-order then with the mast set and a cockpit set, because that's what you need in it, let's be honest, the main things you're going to whack in it. That would be ideal, but obviously, you know, that's not going to come out now for a good couple of months after the kit's released. So you can't really then do another you can't do a pre-order, you know, you've missed the boat on the pre-order of the new kit. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it? And like you say, there's that much of it out there. Where do you begin to stock it? What would you stock? You know, even if you went for the popular stuff, shall we say, but you think, you know, people would buy, there's a lot of that. And obviously there's 70-second, 48, 30-second, and that's, you know, obviously on the aircraft stuff. So
you can go to model shows, can't you? You see people that do traders that do mast sets. They've got great big trays with thousands of
people
like just thumbing through and trying to find it.
It's just, you know, from a business point of view, we can actually see, you know, there's definitely a market there. People buy it. You know, that's not the case. But like Phil says, it's the initial. Where do you start to stock it? You are all in, or you're not at all, I think, is the way we've looked into it. And to be honest, we've took our business kind of a different route anyway than that. Like I said, there's plenty of companies who do them, where you can get them from. So,
well, I mean, if there is something you want and you're ordering a kit or some other bits and bobs, if you message me on the forums, I can.
We can normally get in within a few days from somewhere.
Yeah, we can get it all in within a few days. We just don't keep it in, like we said before, like which goes for really everything. If you after something, then shoot us a message and then we'll go off and get you a price for it. We don't stock, like we said before, we've been discontinuing lines recently because they're not sort of viable for us to do at the moment. But it doesn't mean we can't get them. We can still get them in. We can get them in for you. It's just that we don't carry a warehouse full of it. You know, so just let us know and we can come back. You know, worst case scenario, we'll say can't do it. But, you know, say normally give us a couple of days, we can get anything.
It's like, it's like with their motorbikes. Obviously, we're quite out of a few of the motorbikes, not through necessity, but it's just, you know, it's like having just things sitting on shelves. But, you know, if you wanted to shoot us a message, say, oh, I'd like that motorbike, then, yeah, we can get it in.
Yes.
We can order it in because we're all getting stuff in anyway, stock wise, whether it's paint, glue, or whatever from hobby company who do Tamiya. So yeah, just shoot us a message. It's not a problem. Obviously, there is going to be a lead time on it. It's not going to get it sort of next day, but they're normally pretty on it, to be honest. So yeah,
cool. Right. Okay. Last question is from Adam, and he says, "Morning. Maybe a question for the live show, but want to do it later today. If you were marbling a green A10 camo, I assume he means, over a black base before the green goes on, would you do it with white or yellow?" Hold on. If you're doing I'm trying. Hold on. My mind's gone. So you're doing a black base.
Pre-marbling underneath.
It's going to pre-marble the green. It's going to do a black base, so then put the white or a yellow on top for the green. I'd do a white.
But Phil would do post shading with oils.
But my point is, so if you're going to do a black base, you've sprayed it black, then you're going to put white on to marble it.
Marbling it, yeah.
And then you're going to put green over the top. So wouldn't it be better just to put white down first then, and just then put the green on and marble that through? Because you're not going to see the black anyway at that point, surely.
I know what you're saying, Phil.
The idea is you put your green on that thin, that you can see the contrast between the white and the black underneath, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
The black sort of stays in the recesses, doesn't it? So wouldn't it be better just to pre-shade the recesses, white then in the middle of the panel?
Yeah.
Or mottle the white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't still get it, but I know a lot of people do, and I am probably in the minority with it. But I prefer to do mine post. It just find it so much easier with post.
I'm with Phil, which is probably what I'm going to do with the B25. Is put the like if I'm doing it the olive drab, I'll put the olive drab down. Then I'll go back and darken round the panel lines and round the hatches and all that lot. And then I'll come back with a lighter shade of olive drab, the faded one, and go and mottle that in.
Yeah.
And then if I need to, I'll just bring it all back together with the original base colour. Really like thin colour, just bring it all back together, and then I'll weather it and stuff. I don't know, I've fully not decided. It depends how much you want to get into it, doesn't it?
I've never seen anyone do it successfully. I don't know, it just doesn't show up on cameras or what, but when you see them, it just, to me, it looks like a solid colour once it's sprayed over the top of it. You don't see the difference.
Is that the marbling you're on about, the black basing?
The marbling.
I think it all down to what colours you use as well, whether it shows, I reckon, as well. You know, it's a lot down to obviously how thin your paint is, how much you fine work. Yeah, I mean, I've done it a bit with armour as such, do you know what I mean? And it does, but you've really got to exaggerate it, and I think that's where I've said where I fall down, because you have really got to push it to its limit of when you're lightening it and even darkening it to get the contrast you want for it to work. But you end up covering most. I've always thinking with I gave up pre-shading years ago because I always just ended up covering it up anyway.
Yeah, well,
and it was just like, this ain't working for me. You know what I mean? It's just like a waste of time. But
well, you say I'm just about to do the lank, and say I don't know if I'll get around to it this week. But again, that's got no pre-shading, no nothing. That's literally just it's on there over grey primer and just solid colours. There's no mottling or anything else in there yet. It's deckled. It's had a wash now, and it's had a satin coat just over it, ready for oil. So it's got a bit of bite now for the oils to stick to it. And I think you can do marbling with oils easier because you can just sort of blodge it around and all the rest of it. And oils is one of those ones where it's 100% safe. So if it goes completely tits up, you can just bit of thinners, enamel thinners, and just wipe it off, give it a buff, and try again. At least you've got that safety net, you've got a little save point that sort of, it goes completely wrong, doesn't matter, and you can add to it, you can take away. But as soon as you're coming in with an airbrush with anything, that's it. You've either got it and it looks wrong, you've got to respray it. That's why I've moved over to oils for doing that type of work, because I just find it's safer, it's easier, to do it. You put your paint down, black coat or a satin coat onto it, and then nothing's going to go through that, and you can quite easily then just go off and go at it. If you're doing marbling effect, the easiest way to that is basically you make a thin wash out of oils, old brush, and just splodge it over it. It will naturally gather and pull and looks like marbling effect, and you get that sort of real faded down look to it. And look at my last couple of them, I think they come out exactly what I've wanted. And it's very rare that ever happens. Normally your own worst critique, and you look at it thinking, I wish it was a bit stronger, and all of them I've done it and it's like, yeah, happy with that, that's worked. That's the look I'm going for.
We've said it in the past, haven't there? There's no right or wrong way of it, it's just your way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, however you want.
The thing is, actually, that's our bad point. Why don't you just try it a bit? Let's go back to his question because we've gone off topic here. He's asking, that's what he wants to do, so we'll stick with what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Why don't you try it with yellow on the black? Why don't you try it with white on the black and then put some green over it on the test piece and see what you like? Because you are going to get a different effect.
Yes.
Because
obviously the biggest problem you've got, green is quite a light colour. If you're going to go over black with it, it's going to, immediately darken a lot. So it's going to be, to put a lighter coat underneath it, you'll be absolutely, I think, fine with that.
I would have probably gone for a brown undercoat.
Hmm.
And then the white or a yellow or something, because you'll get a better contrast. Because I think that's it. You go straight to the black, but you're gonna, if you use a darkish brown, you'll still get your shadow tones there that you want. But it'll be easier to cover than the black, because the black will just suck.
Yes.
Whatever's on top of it in.
Yeah.
You know, that's again going back to on, but you know, I use a mahogany sort of brown colour as a base, and then go off that, and then you can leave that in the shadows as a false shadow sort of thing. Where black's just too strong, I reckon, for me. So you know, yeah. Anyway, give it a go. Let us know on Saturday if you can come on Saturday. How you got on?
Come on Saturday.
Because I don't know, you could with that marbling effect, you can really get to town with it, whatever colour, can't you? You can put blues, or like say if you want your yellows or whatever, really, whites, greys, whatever. There's loads, isn't there? Loads of options, and you're going to get different effects and different sort of textures or whatever. So, yeah, interesting.
Definitely. But again, like we said before, it's one of those things. Everybody has their own preference. Everyone has their way they work. And as I say, the great thing about this hobby is there's no right or wrong. If you're into your black basin and you do it and you get on well with it, absolutely. You know, as you say, it's just I found it never really worked for me, and I prefer to have the safety net of be able to get it off again. Yeah. So, you know, it's just the way that different people work. Anyway, if you do want to get involved, obviously don't forget Saturday we'll be live around about sort of 10 o'clock. If you want to come along, as I say, we'll have all the specials and all the deals. We'll talk you all through them as well. And don't forget, you can join in with us on social media. I'll tell you all how to do that as well. So even if you're not a member, you'll be able to message us. And obviously, you can send us photos of your work and what you're getting up to and build along with us throughout the day. And then in the afternoon, we'll be working our way through it as well. So we'd love to have you along with that particular one. So that would be a good day. Nice, solid day behind your bench.
It'll be worth looking at because there's going to be some, deals.
Thanks. I'll film it after we've done this.
Oh no, I mean the sales side.
Oh, the sales, right? Yes, that as well.
That's not your.
Yeah, you need to watch films tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, you get it done and edited today?
I don't know. It depends. I've got a lot on today because I've got to do reviews and bits and pieces today. And all the rest
reviews
of it.
Can wait. Reviews can wait. This is priority. This is
comedy gold. This
is TV gold that needs to be up as soon as you can do it. Forget the rest of it. Write your day off. This is priority.
This is far
stuff.
better. Okay, fair enough.
Put it live on YouTube. You'll monetize yourself for the next year.
Yeah, that's it. I'll make
millions of views.
Yes.
Yeah, put one of them clickbait titles on and everything.
That's it. Yeah, a clickbait photo of it and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Some lady in a bikini or something. You'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
bit of cleavage.
So I'll get Tams out. Get in there. Sit next to it.
I'm sure she'll be happy with that.
She'll love that. Right.
With Bridget.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, not your face, just cleavage. That's it. That's it. Perfect. Yeah. Be like digging with Bridget. Be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us today. Our absolute pleasure as always. Don't forget, you get all your bits and pieces over on the pmmodelsuk.com store. Obviously, links will be down below as always, and we're looking forward to see you all on Saturday for joining us for a fun day of messing around, building models, and probably talking rubbish and answering your questions and all the bits and pieces. So if you want to get involved with that, it'd be lovely to have you along too. So we will leave it right there, guys. Happy modelling. Take care. Say goodbye. We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.